Namaste and good morning. This morning's practice is going to be a variation on sun salutations, and I am filming at the top of a dune overlooking Lake Michigan. It is just about summer solstice, and it's an early morning sunrise time. I'm really happy and excited to be in this space this morning, and I wanted to share this space as a manifestation of the fifth element, or tattva, the element of ether or space known as akash. Now, the bija or seed sound for this chakra, which is located kind of at the base of the throat, is hem. And it's kind of funny because, again, these bija seed sounds manifest whether we know it or not. But if you want to mark a space in time for yourself and kind of turn that space of time and the space in the room towards you, you generally clear your throat. You say, ahem. So what we're going to do today is kind of pause in this space-time continuance and honor the turnings of the sun at the solstice. We also are going to be doing some chanting, or at least I'll be doing some chanting, and I'll share the verbiage and some examples of the chant with you in the space below. But this is an example of bhakti yoga, the path of praise, the path of just adoring and having joy in this space. So it's a perfect morning to feel that manifestation as well. What we're going to do is a really modified version of a sun salutation flow, and we're going to be doing 27 of them today, 3 groups of 9. And ideally we would be doing 108, 108 being an auspicious way to really focus in and take a great pause and meditate through something thoroughly. The number 108 is derived from the multiplication of 1 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, and 3 to the power of 3. So essentially it's 4 times 27. And if you pick up a mala, usually you'll see little red beads separating 27 beads in 4 intervals around the mala. So we're doing 27 this morning. And what I would encourage you to do is maybe do 27 3 more times during your day today. The first round of 9 is going to be very slow, just going through the movements. The second one will kind of introduce more of the flow. And then the third one is going to be flowing with the mantra that I'm going to be sharing with you today. This mantra is beautifully linked to what we've been using as a mantra or affirmation throughout all of these videos. The idea I am here, I matter, and I belong. So the first line of the mantra is Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. Bhur meaning the idea of presence or the physical body. Bhuva meaning the experience or the consciousness of being here. And then Swaha means the potential or the spirit of being here. And of course, potentially we can be here in so many amazing and joyful ways. So let's begin our practice. And I have got my mats here arranged in 4 directions, and those 4 directions represent the 4 directions of north, south, east, and west. And I'm going to be facing the sun to start. I'm going to be facing east, and then move to face north, and then finally move to face south. And again, this represents presence. Here I am in this beautiful day. And then experience, the experience of the sun shifting, and right now it's as far north as it's going to get. And then potential, looking towards the rest of the day, towards the sunset. What can I bring that's beautiful and joyful to this day? So let's get started. I'm starting facing the sunrise to the east, and I'm starting fairly close to the center of the mats. I have a prop today. I have a small stool that I've placed in the center of my mats. And if you have any difficulty with forward folding or coming into a downward facing dog with your hands on the mat, then use some type of prop to bring the earth closer to you. It might be a small bench like this. It might be a couple of sturdy blocks. Or maybe it's a chair or even the back of a chair. It really doesn't matter how far down you go, just that you take this bow towards recognizing this beautiful world we live in. All right, so we start in mountain pose by getting grounded through our feet. Finding the balance of heels and toes, the ball of the feet, the inner and outer edges of the feet, and really rooting down. And as soon as you root down, you start to feel energy rise. And then through your center, through your trunk, see about maximizing and opening the space to the front, to the sides, and to the back. Kind of remembering what your habits are as posture goes, creating alignment. And then all the way through the crown of the head, we extend, make ourselves a little bit taller, so we're really connecting earth to heaven here, and we're experiencing the space between. Once you find the mountain, taking your hands to the side and just activating those shoulders. And then let's bring our hands into prayer position just in front of the heart. Take a few breath cycles here and just really take in this pause, this moment in time. And then we're going to kind of travel through time into just that sense of pausing and being fully present, experiencing just the moments as they are here. Hands are going to come to the sides again, and we're going to take one of our first sun breaths. A sun breath opens us up wide, and we're going to bring those arms out to the side as wide as we can, stretching. This is a beautiful time to take an inhale, but I really want you to monitor and breathe in a way that feels right for you throughout this practice. After we bring our arms out wide, we're going to bring them overhead and maybe even take just the slightest back bend, lifting our heart and our eyes towards that potential. And then coming back into the heart center. From here, we're going to take a little hinge in the hips and the knees and come into chair pose or Utkatasana. From chair pose, extend those arms again and see if you're able to keep them in the prayer position as you reach overhead. Creating strength, a little bit of heat and fire. And then we surrender and take our first forward fold. Knees can stay bent. You can rest that belly right against your thighs. Use your prop. If you're able to reach the floor, go ahead. Just take a moment here, letting your head go, letting your body soften, surrendering. And then we're going to come into a half flat back, so you engage the spine again. The arms reach back behind you, and again, you take that nice big circle of arms, this time lifting your whole body up, and then bringing the hands back to the heart center. So that's a full sun breath. Now we're going to repeat the first part of that, but instead of coming right back up, we're going to take a little bit of a step back and rise into a slight lunge. So we begin again with our mountain pose, hands to the heart center, arms reach out wide, gaze up, open the heart to potential, hands come back to the heart center, We come back into our slight squat, our chair position, and we stretch those arms up. And then hands come to your prop or the floor. We're in our forward fold. And then come halfway up. But this time, instead of rising all the way up, we're going to take a step back with our right leg. Now, you can make your lunge as big as is comfortable for you. And we're going to rise back up into Warrior One. The front knee stays bent. And if you need to use that knee to help you rise up in this lunge position to keep your balance, feel free to. I'll also show you how to reach around and just take your sun breath. Once we're here, we kind of pause, get grounded. We're going to take that sun breath up. Hands come to the heart center. Reach back up, just like we did in chair pose. And then take our fold. Hands come to the ground or your prop. Step back with that front foot. And this is where we take our modified downward facing dog, just to stretch back. Now we're going to step up with the right foot. So we're lunging in the other direction. And again, adjust your lunge. Make sure you're grounded and comfortable. And this time, instead of using my knees, I'm going to stretch back. Take that sun breath. Hands come to the heart center. I'm going to take another breath here. Hands come to the heart center. And then rise back up. Just like we did in chair pose. Fold. Step up with the back leg. And rise up. Hands come to the heart center. Now we're going to take one more just full sun breath here without stepping back. And let's just flow through it. So hands to the sides. Recognize this moment. Arms reach out and up. Hands come back to the heart center. As they come back to the heart center, we take our chair pose. Reach up. Gaze up if you're able. Fold. Half flat back. Rise all the way up. Hands come to the heart center. Now let's take our lunge series, and this time we're going to step back with that left leg. So sun breath. Fold. Step back with your left leg. Get grounded, and when you're ready, rise up. Hands come to the heart center. Take a nice big stretch. As you're ready, hands come to the heart center. We fold. We're going to step back with our front leg. Modified downward facing dog. When you're ready, step back up with that right foot. Rise up, use your knee, or just take your breath. Hands come to the heart center. Now let's take our sun salutations in this position with this knee forward. So, sun breath. Stretch. Fold. Step up. Half flat back. Reach all the way up. Take a pause. And then we're going to end with just one final sun salutation with the breath. Oops. Messed up. Take a nice big breath. Hands to the heart. Chair pose. Fold. And then rise back up. So that's a total of 9. One full sun breath just with knees together. And then we take another full sun breath. But as we finish that, we split our knees. So that's 2. And we take a full sun breath with one knee forward, 3. We take a pause in downward facing dog. We go to our second knee, taking our sun breath, 4. And then as we finish that up, we come back up. We're going to take another full sun breath, 5. And then we take our sun breath again, split our knees, come back, rise up, 6. Shift legs, rise up, 7. Coming back up, we take our 8th, and then our final 9th pose is the final sun breath. I think I've got my math right. I think I've got it timed out. The idea is intention, not perfection, and if you mess up, it's fine, right? We're just going to do our best here to really pause and focus in on the practice. Yeah. Getting photobomb. So this time we're going to be taking these sun salutations facing north. And with this time, less instruction and more flow and just pausing and being in that moment. Again, starting towards the front of the mat, starting with our full sun breath, then taking that second sun breath and stepping back with the right foot, up with the right foot, shifting, breathing, and then back and up with the left foot, shifting, breathing, and then a final sun salutation. So here we are. Pause. Think about, this traveling sun and the miracle of the cosmos, all the dance of the orbits of space, and this particular moment in time, the longest days here in the northern hemisphere, and how much we all enjoy this beautiful, beautiful space. The view over here of Lake Michigan, the blue sky, the green trees, just an auspicious place. So pausing, appreciating, praising. Here's our first sun breath. Our first forward fold. And then we rise back up. Sun breath. Hold. Step back with your right foot. From being grounded, rise up. Take a moment here in this position, and then sun breath. Stretch up, fold down, step back, modify downward facing dog. Stepping up, right foot, rise up, take a moment, make sure you're grounded, aligned. When you're ready, stretch and breathe. Reach and stretch. Fold and step up. Rise up and pause. Full sun breath in place. Sun breath with our step back. This time we're going to step back with our left foot. Rise up. Pause. Ground, center, align, become truly present. And take your breath. Take your stretch. Take your fold. Step back. Now step up with your left foot. Rise up. Take a little pause. Breathe. Stretch. Fold. Step up. Rise up. And one more sun breath in place. And there we have it. Feel free to find your pace and the way you would like to honor this and stay really focused in where you are. With this third point of practice, now I'm going to be facing the west. I'm going to be facing the direction of sunset. And with that, I'm going to also add in this mantra, Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha, and there are 3 other lines that follow with that. I kind of explained what the first line means. It's presence, experience, and potential. Then the second line is, may I seek the truth. May my teachers help me to meditate on that truth is the third line. And then may I use this practice and this seeking for the benefit of all humankind. And really for the benefit of all the cosmos. The plants, the animals, the sky, the sun, the dance of constellations. So, here we go. I'm going to just flow with my chant this time. And I invite you to just practice in your own way. Breathing, practicing silence, or maybe you have a chant that you would like to bring into a mantra. Whatever feels right for you, remembering that this is your practice. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yo Na Prashodayat. Om Bhurbuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varinyam Bharga Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yona Prashodayat. Om Bhurbuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varinyam Bharga Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yona Prashodayat. Om Bhurbuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varinyam Bharga Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yona Prashodayat. And there we have it. I hope you find a way to kind of make this practice your own. Again, if my math is right, and I hope it is, I've played with this quite a few times, and I feel like I've gotten it wrong every time. But again, even if it's still wrong, go ahead and just play in this idea of repetition, of finding your way through to really staying focused through 108. Generally, the 108 sun salutations is a very long practice involving the whole sun salutation, including going from downward facing dog through the lower part of a sun breath, which is a little bit of a back bend on the ground. And we've skipped that part to make it more accessible. It also makes it a little bit of a faster flow. And I find that that's just something that resonates better with me. Rather than dedicating an hour and a half to a vigorous, difficult flow, I want to keep it joyous. And I want to be able to use my breath throughout the practice to really intone the mantra and stay with that as well as the movement, so that I can practice this act of praise, this bhakti yoga, in addition to the hatha of movement and the raja of concentration. There's definitely some fire of transformation even in these more simple modified postures. And the breath is contained within the voice. So it's really a beautiful manifestation of all of these aspects coming together and joining into one path that brings us to the top of the mountain, that brings us into the space of liberation. Have a really wonderful practice. Continue on, maybe repeating this 3 more times today so you continue into the whole 108. Pause as you need to, or just flow through. And again, I like to use the cardinal points, because if I had gone all the way through to the 4th point of facing south, then that would have been a third of the 108. So I would have only had to repeat it 2 more times. So you could do all 4 cardinal directions and take that into a 3-time-a-day practice. And again, it can be done anytime, but it's kind of nice to do it when we sense this cosmic turning. So at the equinox, at the solstices, or whenever your life takes an important turn and you want to meditate and really move into a deepening practice that involves all of your consciousness, all of your awareness and the potential of your spirit. All right, that's it for today. Feel free to complete your practice in any way you'd like, and to maybe just pause and just be in the moment at the end of your practice. Blessings, and may we continue on this path of exploring, of joyful expression, and of movement into our lives deeply and fully on the yogic path.